Introducing the i6 Max entry-level drone from Amazon. I recently purchased this for around 60 US, approximately £54 in the UK. At the time of recording, it flies very well and has a few onboard stunts I'll show you in this video. We also did a few time tests on the batteries to see exactly how long we get out of flight time, and we also took some screenshots and took some video and give it a good run for its money. Without further ado, let's jump into the video. So the i6 Max is an entry-level aerial drone. It does have some obstacle avoidance, bushless motors, HD camera, and it also has a motorised gimbal, auto takeoff and auto landing. I thought this is quite a few features for £60. It actually looks quite decent as well. So with that being said, let's get into the box. We get a black carry case with a handle and a firm shell. It also has a zip all the way around and opens like a book. So the first thing we get is a USB and a few propellers. Another USB and a few more propellers. A user guide mostly in Chinese and some QR codes for the application. One of the major reasons I picked this drone is because we get 3 batteries with this and they're supposed to give us around 10 minutes each. So that's really impressive. These all charge via micro USB. They also have a LED indication light, red when it's charging and green when it's full. We'll take it out tomorrow now and we'll get an idea of flight time. I will fully charge all 3 of them and we'll take it out on a full flight. Battery locks in place, nice. Not going to fall out anytime soon. The drone itself isn't exactly heavy, it's around 98 grams with the battery included, so it's way under the 249 gram threshold. It also looks quite smart. Standard Mavic type design with the 4 fold out arms, and the drone is pretty much in a ready state at this point. We also get brushless motors on this drone, which should help the drone run really quiet. They are also more effective, long lasting, and they should generally give us a better experience. The camera looks pretty good. We've got a motorized gimbal. The camera is meant to be 1080p, but I very much doubt it. With a drone like this, it's going to be 720p at best. It's also got a camera flash on it. That's pretty cool. The motor sounds like it's working well. On the bottom there, we've got a sensor and we've also got another camera. And then we've got the power button on the bottom. On the top there, we've also got the infrared sensors. This is for the anti-crash alert. This just pops up out of the housing when you input the command on the controller, and then it gives you a beep when you're near an obstacle. The controller for this drone is another thing that impressed me. This doesn't take batteries. Most of these require some batteries, but this is actually rechargeable. I thought that was awesome. And we also get these little thumbsticks that you just pop in there to give us some additional control. It is mostly made from plastic, but again, I would say it does feel slightly better than the average in this price range. Then we've got 2 folding aerials. And then we do have a phone holder there. It's actually quite secure that. When your phone's on there and it's sat back, it's going to be fine. So we've got a power button. We've got a few controls. Automatic takeoff and automatic landing. There's a couple of stunts. Speed mode, motorized gimbal, anti-crash alert, camera, left and right. These tilt the camera up and down. We'll test this out on flight. It looks pretty smart as well. It looks better than the cheaper versions, although it is all still plastic. I would still consider this toy grade. Let's sync this drone up then. First of all, we're going to power on the drone, and then you would turn on the controller. Typically, you pair these up by moving the left thumbstick forwards and backwards. You should hear a beep when you're successfully paired up. You can always test this by just moving your joystick forward slightly, and this should then start the propellers. Okay, all works fine. How quiet are these brushless motors? Listen to this. Wow, they are quiet. We've got 2 headlights on the front of the drone. We've also got some blue lights on the bottom. Actually, probably one of the better ones I've seen. So now we're going to want to install the application. You can do this by scanning the QR code. It's available on Apple, Google and Android, so you can use either of these QR codes to get the application. For us, we're going to go with Google Play. That's what I use, so let's scan that code now. Once you've installed the app, go ahead and open this. You don't need to create an account or anything, you can just use this right away. You want to click the start button, and then we want to go to our Wi-Fi settings. We're going to connect to the Flow D41. You may get a message on screen saying there is no internet connection. We don't need the internet connection for this. We only need the Wi-Fi connection. So we're just using the technology. There's a few menus. You can choose different languages. You can choose from right and left-handed operation. You can also upgrade the firmware, etc. We've also got access to our snapshots and video files here, but at the moment there is nothing here. Doing a quick test on the camera, we can see that it is around 720p and we can get a clear image from this thing. So let's go and take it out and see how it performs outside.
A few moments later.
So I've just brought this drone out to my favourite little spot. It's lovely at the minute, ice cold. So I'm just going to get the drone out. We do have fresh batteries in it, so we're going to time the batteries on this as well. Right, so propellers are working. Once the drone's up in the air, it flies really well. Quite stable, that is. Auto land. Auto take off. Pretty cool. And then the yaw is okay. Up and down is perfect. It's really responsive, you know, it's quite good actually. And then your left and right pitch is fine as well. It feels like it struggles to come forward, but it is quite windy. The battery started beeping at us. It's lasted just over 10 minutes, but we have been running the camera as well. See if it can still do a stunt while it's low on battery. No, it can't. So that's good. So it protects, and I believe it stops you going a certain height as well. Right, so nothing wants to work. So it's not responding other than up and down, which is pretty good. It means it's not going to let you take off if it hasn't got enough battery. I quite like that. Let's get it to land then. Nice, gentle, soft landing. Left and right flip, pretty cool, but it's quite responsive. I mean, look at that. And it doesn't lose its bearings. It's not very loud either. If we come right up to it, it's just over a meter away, not even that. Pretty good, man, I've got to be honest. And this timer's still going. Right, so what we're going to do then, I'm going to run the camera.
The camera is working quite well, although one thing that stands out to me that's disappointing right away, we have no audio at all. It would likely be poor audio quality anyway, but the option would have been nice. This is my local reservoir, and as you can see, the image quality is around 720p, as I guessed. It's a little bit choppy. We have no shock mounts or any stability assistance, so the footage is a little bit choppy. You can slow the drone down and stabilize the drone, which does help, especially when turning left and right. However, when you move backwards and forwards, this introduces one of the worst cases where it's really choppy. The connection though is solid and you can take reasonable screenshots and video. I forgot to time the video recorder, so I'm not sure if it is limited or not. But yeah, it's pretty decent for a toy drone. You can read a registration plate quite easily, and you can read some signs from the air. Also guys, take into consideration that this camera image is being blown up for the purpose of the video, and we also have YouTube compression, and both of these will degrade the image slightly, so it is actually a little bit better than what you can see on screen, especially when you're looking at it from a small mobile device. We get around 9 minutes or so from the battery while we're using the camera, but it is a little bit longer than that if the camera isn't in use.
So we've just had this up in the air, right, for about 10 minutes. With the battery, it lasts for around 15 minutes. But if you have the camera on and you're looking at video like we just was, that cuts that down by about 6 minutes or so. And that battery lasted for 9 minutes. But that was doing constant stunts and also with the camera running for 3 minutes. So the batteries last on average around 12 to 15 minutes, but it can be as low as 9 if you're having the camera and continuous stunts. But yeah, this is a fantastic drone, this is. I cannot grumble at all.
Overall, I have to say I can't fault this drone at all for less than £55. The controller is far better than any other in this price range. It's rechargeable, and so far it's on its 3rd flight and it still has power left. It is responsive and user friendly. The drone itself is also punching above its weight. Loads of features for the price mark, and like I said before, although it is still toy grade, it is very well made. For 3 batteries you get a minimum of 30 minutes flight time. If you're not using the camera and not doing any stunts, that might be extended slightly, and if you are using the camera and you are doing stunts, that might be a little less than 30 minutes, but on average it's around 30 minutes with all 3 batteries. The brushless motors make it run much quieter, and they are very efficient, and it's very responsive. Everything works as it should, and it's a load of fun. I can easily recommend this drone for a beginner or an entry-level drone. Available on Amazon for $53.94. You got 17% off. That's around $60 US. 4-star rating with almost 60 reviews, so again, that's positive. This video isn't sponsored in any way, but I will have affiliate links down in the description for your convenience. I really don't think you're going to get a better drone for £55 in the UK at the time of recording. If you found any parts of this video helpful, or if you enjoyed any part at all, please consider leaving a like on the video, subscribing to the channel. I'll also leave a card on the screen of a few drone playlists in case you guys want to go and see some other drone videos that we previously looked at. I hope you all have a wonderful day. Take care of yourselves and each other, and until next time, I'm Craig, this is Really Random Reviews, and I'll see you in the next video.